It's that time, folks. It's your board game dessert time. It's time for Game Pie. Of course, Game Pie is when Mandi and I serve up a selection of games based on our whims and our excellent taste because we hate ranking things, but we love yummy, yummy pastries. So today, we are serving up a Game Pie full of campaign and/or legacy games. Mandi, we had talked about this. Legacy kind of had an explosion, but there still aren't that many Legacy games, and there are plenty of campaign games, but we thought, we'll throw in Legacy with campaign and we'll see where we land. We did. So, of course, we had you all chime in on our Board Game Geek Guild and on social media. We'll talk about that after. We're going to switch up, Mandi. Let's talk about what we had first, and then we'll visit what folks said, what you all said, okay?
Yeah. Sounds good. Okay, so I'm going to just jump right in with my delicious Legacy campaign pie. So the first one for me is Clank Legacy, the first one, because there's another one that has since launched, which I have not played yet, but Clank Legacy was so good, and I had friends who weren't into Legacy games, and they were like, oh my gosh, we love it, we want more. So it's very similar to the original game, but then obviously you get to change up the board a little bit, so if you like that kind of dungeon delvey kind of thing, picking up your treasure and getting out before everybody else, I mean, that's the game for you, but then the board changes up so you can play it again a little differently. So Clank Legacy was a winner for us.
Yeah, absolutely my favorite Legacy game experience, and it's funny too, which is great. First up for me, hey-ho, it's a roll and write style game. What? Welcome to the Moon.
Nice.
Now, Welcome to originally started as Welcome to Your Neighborhood kind of game, and it had a clever card mechanism, double-sided cards that determined your actions and where you could do them and that kind of thing. Well, Welcome to the Moon takes that formula and really expanded it to a campaign style game. So when you get Welcome to the Moon, I think there are 8 different maps in the game. And there's so many, and each of them plays out differently. There are different cards and scoring mechanisms. They're each sheet is completely different, and they do start out simple and get progressively more complex as you go. There's another little element with some of the characters you can play and things like that. It is a lot of game in that box if you like that style. And what I find interesting about it is that, like I mentioned 4 times already, every map is very different from each other. So I have found that there are maps that just don't click with me at all. Sure. You can play through them. I will just kind of focus on the ones that I like now because I've played it enough, but that's okay because I like tons of it in there. So Welcome to the Moon is a really cool way to do a campaign style roll and write game.
Very cool. I also enjoy this game. I need to play that one more. So my second slice of campaign/legacy pie is Ticket to Ride. Yes, I know. I thought I'd never say that. I know. But I have to tell you, the Ticket to Ride campaign showing was strong. It was so good. I really, really enjoyed this game. Actually, I don't even know. Is that a campaign or legacy game? Because you do actually get rid of some elements.
No, it's Legacy. Yeah,
it is Legacy.
Western Legacy. Yeah,
that's right. It is a legacy game. So my apologies. Okay, I misspoke. But yes, really good. Even if you're like, I'm so of a fan for Ticket to Ride, I have to tell you, pleasantly surprised at the way that played out. Played out. It was really good. So if you haven't tried it, it has a lot of the same elements, but there's some really cool thematic elements in it as well that I thought was really fun. And again, the same group that I played with loved it. They actually asked if they could keep my copy, and I acquiesced because, I wanted to keep them happy because they play games with me. So Ticket to Ride Legacy was very good.
I hope I get to play that someday. It sounds a lot of fun.
You'll love it.
Next slice up for me, Forgotten Waters. And I think this fits because basically, Forgotten Waters from Plaid Hat Games, you are going on a pirate adventure. You have this adventure book that helps determine what actions you take. You build out a specific map as you're exploring, and you're working as a team, essentially. Each of you will be able, though, to pick your own characters. You build like a little character sheet, and they have all these different personas, and you write other players' names in there, and you have like interactions with other players that are driven by the story off and on. It has an app element to it that you just access through the web as well, but it all comes together in such an immersive way, and it's such a great cooperative experience. But as you progress, you are marking off this sheet, unlocking abilities, choosing a path that you are going on, and then you can carry that on between games. And I think that is so cool. Now, it does end pretty, like, you will finish it out after like 3.
Sure.
I can't remember. But Forgotten Waters is a phenomenal game, and I love that ongoing element that they offer you, which I consider kind of a campaign element. So
it's
welcome to Forgotten Waters.
Welcome to Forgotten Waters. No, it's a strong one, and I wish I could play it more. It's very, very good. I only have 3 this go round. I swear I had another one. It escaped me. If I remember, I'll pop it in our forum there. But My City, and I think this also has some memories because I played it with Suzanne and Ashley, and we had a really fun experience with this, playing it virtually. But any type of game that has, polyominoes, I'm usually actually really terrible at, but I think I just really enjoyed the fact, because it did let me win a few games as we played, but the different terrains and mapping that out, I really enjoyed that kind of element of playing the game. And the games were snappy. Like, it was quick. You flip a card, do a thing, and then they add another like quick little element. Didn't take too long to play. And I feel like everybody had an opportunity to win. So that made me happy. So My City is another fun one for me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Now, a few people in the guild mentioned My City with varying degrees of delight around it. But I personally, and who knows, maybe it was because of the people I was playing with, but I really enjoyed it. Well, I have 2 more slices, so I will just hit it hard here. First up for me is Under Falling Skies. I actually had a lot of games. Once I started digging into it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. No, I could actually do a lot of campaign games. But Under Falling Skies is a solo dice placement game from CGE, I think. And you set up a modular board, and basically you're being invaded. And so there are little spaceship minis that are coming down, and you're rolling dice, and you're making action choices with dice that you're placing on the board, which can accelerate the invasion, all this other stuff. There are things that get revealed as you progress, and they introduce new elements and new mechanisms as you go on throughout the game and are adding new boards. There are things that you can open up. I don't think it's legacy because you aren't permanently changing any of the components themselves, but it is definitely a campaign because you are unlocking and revealing things, and the game is growing as you play it. I love Under Falling Skies, and I feel like it got a nice amount of attention when it came out, but I don't hear people talking about it a lot.
Yeah,
it's the nature of the industry. But if you're a solo gamer and you have not had the chance to check out Under Falling Skies, I actually highly recommend it. It's a great game.
Yeah, very good.
And a campaign game. And then finally, I'll just toss this one in. I could have added a lot more, but The Crew Mission Deep Sea. Of course, The Crew was it hit the ground running. It's a cooperative trick-taking game in which you have like little cards that determine what you want specific players to take. The Crew Mission Deep Sea took it to the next level because instead of having specific cards that people were going to get, they had formulas that you were trying to hit as a team. And I think it just leveled up the gameplay immensely. And as you go, you can go through the different challenges that they lay out the book, which is the campaign element to it. I love The Crew. I love The Crew Mission Deep Sea even more. It is a great cooperative trick-taking game in general. And then if you want to play it through as a campaign, with the right folks, that is just a ton of fun.
Absolutely.
With the wrong folks, you just end up yelling, but not in the fun way. I'll just say that.
It's usually how it goes.
So, of course, we put y'all out on the Board Game Geek Guild. Mandi, I think you had mostly support because people like you about forest games, but also...
Thank you.
I think people also understood that you were not actually putting forest games in our last game
You
pie.
did not have to add that last part.
I mean,
unnecessary.
But the past is the past. We're moving forward. Campaign games.
Fair.
So, first of all, Pandemic Legacy was mentioned by a ton of people. I didn't put it because I ended up just talking about campaign games, but I totally agree. Mandi and I are playing through. Actually, Mandi, when you come through, we got to finish.
Yeah, we need to finish that.
Year 0. Okay. And My City was mentioned by a couple people. Some people liked it more than others.
Sure.
Cool. Josh mentioned Legacy of Dragonholt, which I'm a huge fan of as well. Kind of a self-contained RPG in slightly choose your own adventure style, so it's really easy to get into. Love it. Christian mentioned Star Wars Imperial Assault, which I've never played. It's just not a type of game that I thought I would like, but brought that one up, and I didn't even know it was a campaign game, so there you go. Christian also mentioned that Charterstone, in context of, they didn't really like Charterstone. And then Sarah sweeps in and says, they've played Charterstone through 100% twice. Goes to show. Not every game is for every person, but chances are somebody loves the game. Sarah also mentioned Adventure Tactics, which is very cool, and you can pull younger players into it, which is really, really fun. And Destinies.
I forgot about that one.
Great choice. Again, app-enabled from Lucky Duck Games. Phenomenally well done.
Yes, that was a good one.
So much fun.
Can't believe I forgot that one.
Yeah, River mentioned Time Stories, which I didn't even think about, but it's a good point. I could take it that way. And of course, Ticket to Ride Legacy. And then Justin and a few other folks mentioned Clank Legacy because Clank Legacy is awesome.
Strong. It's so good.
There you go. So there you have it. Campaign and Legacy games. I thank everybody who chimed in. Thank you so much. If you want to chime in on our next episode for the game pie there, better chime in with Castle games. Take that for how you will. Mandi, Castle. I will accept houses, I guess.
I adhered to the rules this time. It's fine.
We'll see. You did. You did great this time. Thank you, Mandi.
You're welcome.
I should praise you when it's appropriate. You did really well this time. Good job. So yeah, next episode, we will be talking about castle games in the game pie. So if you want to chime in on that and you don't want to post it publicly, totally get that. You can always email us, or any other suggestions, questions, or comments that you have. You can email us saltandsassgames@gmail.com, or go ahead and chime in on social or on our Board Game Geek Guild. That's Guild 4131. There will be an episode thread with this episode. Chime in with any castle games that you would like to call out. And if they want to talk to us on social, Mandi, where should they do that?
You may be listening to us on YouTube or on Twitch, and you can find us at Salt and Sass Games. That's Salt and Sass Games. You can find us on Twitter, now X, at Salt and Sass Games. That's with an N, Salt and Sass Games. You can find me on all of the socials at 613Mandi. That's Mandi with an I. How about you, Suzanne?
And you can find me on all the social media platforms at 425Suzanne. So until then, folks, make sure that you are taking care of yourselves, staying hydrated, and play a lot of games. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. This episode was sponsored by Druid City Games, where player experience comes first. Check out all of their great games at druidcitygames.com.